What's up, YouTube? So basically, this series is going to be 4 videos. The first one is this video, which is the step-by-step process, no technical stuff, just the basics. And number 2 is the in-depth tutorial where you can add more effects, more details to make the video look better, and it's about the logic behind everything, why it's like this, why it's like that. Number 3 is the tips and tricks, how you can shoot with your device, with iPhone or anything you have. And number 4 is how you can edit Timmy Trend with non-slow-mo footages. So what do we need? Number 1, a computer. Number 2, Adobe After Effects. I know After Effects is kinda not easy to use, but I will promise you that I will try my best to make it easier for you to understand After Effects. And number 3, patience and skills. And that's it. So you want me to shut up, and right now, we're gonna do the edit.
I guess I'm just a play date to you.
Okay, so now we are here in After Effects, and I have the 2018 version. I think you can still do it at CS4 above. Okay, so the very first thing you gotta do is you had to import your footages, including your music that we're gonna be using, of course. To do that, go to your files and then drag this, hold Alt Tab, and then drag it inside After Effects. Well, in my case, I already done that, so we're gonna skip that process. But in case you didn't know, do the steps. Okay, and the next we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new composition. And to create a new composition, hit this Create New Composition icon just once. Okay, and after that, we're gonna name it Timmy Trend or whatever you like. Okay, so the next thing we gotta do is we have to change the width and height. So the standard in mobile phones right now, nowadays, most phones is 9 by 16, which is 1080 by 1920. So the width will be 1080 and then the height will be 1920. All right. Okay, so I think that's okay. This one is okay. And the next one is the frame rate. So frame rate, we're gonna use 23.976. This is the basic, or this is the standard for the cinematic look. I don't want to use the term, but you know, yeah, it's cinematic look. And the next thing is the duration. I think it's gonna be about 30 seconds or something like around 22, but we're gonna use 1 minute, 1 minute duration, so we have some space to breathe. And hit OK to OK. Okay, so as you can see, we created a new composition, and after that you have to drag this play date here into timeline, which is the project we just created, the composition we just created, Timmy Trend. And then let's drag this audio here, click that and hit LL, Lima Lima. Okay, now after that you can see the waveform. It will help us visualize what is happening to the music. Okay, so let us hear it. What the So it starts at around 6:13, I guess.
I guess I'm just a play date to you.
Okay, so it ends here. So the first thing we gotta do is we have to trim this, and to trim this from the left, we have to hold hold Alt on your keyboard and then open bracket. It will trim the layer. And then the next thing is to cut it from the right. Here. Okay. Do the opposite thing. Alt close bracket. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, we have nothing from the start until it is 6 seconds. So we're gonna drag this from here to here. You can hold shift and then drag. hold shift to snap it to this timeline head. Okay. Okay, so that's it. You can also do that by doing open bracket. Okay, since we don't want the waveform because we didn't need him anymore, we can remove it by unselecting the layer first. Click anywhere as long as there's no layer. Okay, and then hit LL. Okay, so now once that's done, we had to create markers for every beat that we hear because that's where we're gonna be basing our time remap soon. Okay, on your keyboard, ready your fingers to your numpad asterisk. Okay, it will create marker. Make sure you're selected to the layer. Okay, ready your fingers. We're gonna put it on our asterisk sign. Okay, let's do it. Hit spacebar to play back the music.
I guess I'm just a play date to you.
Okay, so I think that's pretty good. You're just like DJing. Okay, let's hear it again.
I guess I'm just a play date to you.
Okay, I missed something here. Again. Once again.
NANI?!
Let's hear it again.
I guess I'm just a play date to you.
Okay. Okay, I missed something here. So let's zoom that in. Hold Alt and then scroll to your mouse. Okay. Okay, so that's how you zoom it, and we have the slider here. Okay, so the very first thing you gotta do is know your clips, and what we did during the shoot, we did some lip sync in the very first frame, the very first footage that we're gonna be using, and I think that's 006. Okay, let's play it back. Ready? Okay, I think that's it. Now hold this footage and then put it in your timeline. Okay, and now let's do the timing.
I guess I'm just a play date to you.
Okay, let's hit LL so I can see the waveform of this.
To you. I guess I'm just a play date to you.
Okay, I think we're good with that. Okay, as you can see, our footage is not fitted to the composition size because this footage is 16 by 9 and our composition is 9 by 16. So we're gonna scale it up. So how you can do it is you can press S on your keyboard and the scale will pop up, and then let's scale it. Just drag the mouse to the right, okay, until it fits the window. Okay, so once that's done, we had to reframe it to the center, and to do that, move here and then click and hold until you're happy with the framing. Okay, so as I'm holding shift, it snaps a horizontal axis. See? Okay, this is where it gets tricky. Now if your computer is like struggling to play back the video, here's the trick. It's going here, full resolution to half until it plays smoothly. You can go half, you can go third, you can go quarter. What it's doing is that it's shrinking the resolution of the video so it can play back by your computer. Okay, so in my case, I can do full. And we're gonna cut this, our layer, here. Okay. Now, on your keyboard, again, hold Alt and then close bracket, and we trim the video. And let us see that.
I guess I'm just a play date to you.
And the next thing you gotta do is you go drag your next footage to your timeline. In my case, I think that's this one is good. Okay.
Rolling 1, 2, 3, and action.
Okay. We drag it down here. Now copy the scale of this layer. Control C on your keyboard, and then paste it here, because you can see it's very small. You can paste it by Control V. Whoop. Okay, so next thing we gotta do is we have to trim this clip or this layer based on our markers. To do that, again, Alt open bracket and then move to another marker. Now to snap to marker, you gotta do is you hold Shift and then drag to the marker. Okay, once again, drag to the marker. It's snapping. Okay, hold Shift, then drag this to the marker. Now once it's snapped, hit Alt close bracket. Okay, and this is where the magic starts. Now on your keyboard, Control Alt T. Okay, it's gonna create a time remap. Now time remap is where we're gonna do the magic. Create a new keyframe here. Hit this, add or create keyframe, and another here to the end frame. Okay, so what this time remap does is it retime or recreate the timing of your footage. To do that, I will drag my mouse to the time remap value. You can do it either by left, going backwards, or right to the right, going forwards. All right, so basically the trick is to start where the movement starts. I think I'm good here. Okay, I think I'm good here. Okay, so hold Shift again and then drag this timeline head until it snaps to the marker or the keyframe you've created. Now once it's done, you can retime the value again. So I think from the movement here to here. Okay, that's it. So let us play it back. So as you can see, it's not, we don't have the vibe, the magic as it feels, the time remapping feels. So what are we gonna do is we're gonna select these keyframes. To do that, drag your mouse until the two keyframes is selected. Now hit F9 on your keyboard and the diamond keyframe will change into like this. Okay, so once that's done, we go here on graph editor, hit that graph editor, and the next step is to make sure that you are on the edit value graph and you're not on the edit speed graph. Okay, hit that and hit time remap again. As you can see, it changed. We're just here in our graph editor. Now once we turn off graph editor, turn on. Okay, so that's it. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make S curve. Now click this. This is your first keyframe, and we're gonna select this, click it, and then hold the slider and make an S curve like that, and then go to our next keyframe and then do this. Okay, so as you can see, we're doing some S curves. So what is the logic behind this is that it will move very fast from here to there, and then in the middle it will slow down, and then before it ends to the end it will speed up again. Okay, so let us now watch this. Okay, so as you can see, that's the magic. Okay, see that? So something to keep in mind is that you should have an imaginary line from here to here, because once you cross that line, it's not gonna look good. So basically what's happening is just it's moving back. So from here, it's gonna go back again, and then back again to forward. Okay, so that's not good to watch. So make sure you have an imaginary line here and there. Okay, so the next thing we had to do is we move to another clip, which is I'm gonna look for. I think here is great clip. Okay, that's a good clip.
Ready?
Okay.
3 and action. Lakad ka lang.
Okay, now we drag it and our timeline again. Now do the same thing. Alt open bracket and then shift drag to the next marker. Alt scroll and yep. Alt close bracket. And then Control Alt T to make a time remapping. And then hit this. And then back again. And hit it again. And let's copy the scale of this. Hit S. Click the scale. And then Control C. And then paste it on this layer. Okay. 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 And then let us select our time where the movement starts. Okay. So I'm dragging the value to the right. Okay, I want this part. So I'm gonna start here. That's great. I'm gonna start here and then I'm gonna move here again. Okay. You can copy this keyframe and then paste it to the other one. So you're not gonna have a hard time guessing what's the next frames. Okay. Now move it here. Let's move the keyframe here. And then push it forward where you want to end it. I want to end it here, right there. Okay, now let us select the keyframes again. Hit F9 to change its state. And then go to Graph Editor. And then select this first keyframe. Do it like that. Create an imaginary line. Do the S-curve. Let's watch it again.
I guess I'm just a play date to you.
Okay. And then reframe it. Now let's compare the two edits, A and B, the one with the default graph and the one we modified, the one with the S-curve. Okay, so there are data here, but we won't get into that. We'll be discussing those in the next video. Ready?
Let us select.
Okay, now let's play it slower and try to observe what's the difference, why the edit B looks way better. Okay, we're not going to be discussing the nerd and the technical thing here, but it's okay if you're still not getting it because we'll be touching that very interesting topic soon on the next video of this series, so make sure to subscribe so you'll get notified once I upload videos. And I'm very excited to be nerd about this stuff. It's really interesting. So that's the idea, and you just had to create and create until you're done. Okay, so I'm going to have to time-lapse here, so it's going to be faster. And I'm done editing this, and this is what it looks like.
I guess I'm just a play date to you.
Okay, so we didn't cover some special effects like the glowing effect, the rotation, because I want this video to be very basic and very fast. I just want you to get the idea, but there are videos coming up soon, especially if you like this video. So the text layer and camera flash effects, some tips just like the blur, the optics compensation, you can add more detail to this video, and you know, a lot of stuff. I'm going to be covering that to the next version of this video because we have 4 videos of this series. And yes, so basically I'm going to be uploading this AE project so you can have a guidelines to your edits. Okay, to render your video, what you want to do is you want to make sure that this slider is set to start and this one is set where you want to end your video. So I hold shift to snap it to the last frame of my edit. And after that, you want to go to composition, and we have 2 choices here. You can go to add to Adobe Media Encoder queue and wait for the Adobe Media Encoder to launch. Okay, so now once you're in Adobe Media Encoder queue and your composition is here, you want to go here and then make sure you're on a format that is H.264 and go to preset, then match source. Well, there's a lot of codec, but this is the best settings for your footage or for any composition that you have. You can also check this use maximum render quality to ensure that you're on the best quality. Now I'm gonna check that and then click on the output name and navigate to your Windows Explorer where you want to save the video. So in my case, I'm gonna save it on my desktop. I'm gonna name it Team Trend Organization. It's very important. And then click save. Now once that's done, you want to hit OK to OK, and then click this green play button here. Okay, it's gonna render. It's gonna show a preview. Okay, now once we're finished rendering, you're good to go. And the next step, if you don't have Adobe Media Encoder, you want to go back to Adobe After Effects and then go to Composition and then Add to Render Queue. And then after that, you want to go here to Output 2. And then I'm gonna save it again on my desktop, rename it again, Team Trend. Now after that, let's click on render. Adobe After Effects doesn't have H.264 codec, so expect your file size to be massive because it's rendering without the H.264 codec and it's rendering under AVI, which is not very ideal, especially in this case. But if you don't have Adobe Media Encoder, then you have no choice. But I think you're gonna be needing something to convert your footages because it's really massive. And let's just see the file size of the AVI. So it's 3 gigabytes and the H.264 codec is 24.1 megabytes. If you want to know more about video codecs, comment down below and I'll make a video about that soon. And that's it. Congratulations, you can now upload your videos to TikTok or anywhere you like. And that's it. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you dislike it, hit the dislike button twice. And please subscribe to this channel because I'm not sure if I'm gonna get anything from this because of the copyright. You know the drill. So please support this channel. I'm just starting up, so please. So goodbye, and yeah, bye-bye. How do I end this vlog? Have a nice day and mabuhay! End of the video. End of the video. Whoop. Just like the vloggers out there. Yeah, end video like that. Did I smudge the lens?